Hello, this is Totomu05 and I'm here on a report on my Metaion deck build. So here it is. First of all, this deck is a burn type deck because of Metaion, since this deck really needs to thin itself out so that you can draw Metaion more effectively, because Metaion returns to the deck once you summon it. Plus Metaion can be normal summoned if you don't have any monsters on your side of the field. Plus Metaion cannot be destroyed by battle or any card effects, and all the battle damage you'll receive from this card will be 0, so it's practically almost an indestructible card. And the good thing is it's also 0, so we can search it with Critter and such. Sangan, I mean. So here it is. First of all, 3 Metaions. This is the main boss card of the deck, so we need 3 of these. Next up is 3 Lava Golems. Now these are also a burn type card, plus you can reuse them because Metaion, once after it attacks, it bounces off every single card in the field except itself and deals 300 points of damage for each card returned to the hand by this effect. So summon this card on your opponent's side of the field, and then let him take 1000 points of damage, and then use Metaion and take 300 points of damage onto him again. So this is practically a reusable card, so practically it's a really nice combo with Metaion. Next is 2 Vanity's Fiend, or Vanity's Devil. This card prevents special summoning. This deck doesn't special summon very often, so it really works against Lightsworns and Black Wings. Next up is Marshmallow for defense, then Sangan to search for Metaion and other of the lower type monsters or lower attack powered monsters that I'll introduce later. Next up is 2 Raikos, just to thin out the deck and also destroy your opponent's monsters. Next is 2 Shield Wings, replacement for the 2 Marshmallows we can't place in the deck because Marshmallow is a limited card. Then Mask of Darkness. We need this card because this deck practically uses a few trap cards, but we need them as much as we can. Next up is 3 Battle Faders, because most of the time you will have no monsters on your side of the field, so you'll be open for a direct attack, so using Battle Fader would work pretty well. 3 Crystal Seers for draw power. We need Metaion as much as we can. 3 Swift Scarecrows. These prevent direct damage, also the same way as Battle Fader, but it lets you don't have to put this on your side of the field since you'll have to throw this away, so it really makes it easier for Metaion to be summoned. So we need 3 of these. So that's all of the monsters we have. Next up is the magic cards. 1 Book of Moon, staple. 1 MST, staple. 1 Swords Revealing Light, staple. 1 Monster Reborn, staple. Pot of Duality. You can use 2 or 3 Pot of Dualities, but I would suggest 2 or maybe even 1. But even though you only have 1 Pot of Duality, this deck runs pretty fast, so it's really useful. 1 Path of Avarice. 1 Burden of the Mighty, because once you summon Lava Golem on your opponent's side of the field, your opponent will automatically have a 3000 beat stick, so we'll need this to put it down to 2200 attacker. Plus, it really helps. 1 Hand Destruction, speeding up the deck and also thinning it out. Hurricane, staple. Solemn. Now let's go on to trap cards. This is Solemn Judgment, staple. Divine Wrath, just in case Trishula or Brunak or DD Crow is used in order to save Metaion. 1 Solemn Warning, again for Trishula. 2 Dark Bribes. These are actually really nice because it actually stops any of your opponent's trap the spell cards without even having a cost, except that your opponent will draw one card, but still it's useful. Then the golden apples, the golden apples, because at the same time, as I said earlier, your field will be open with no monsters most of the time, so this is also for protection, and one trap stun. So that's all of my deck of that's my Metaion deck, so I hope you like it. Please rate and comment.